shot out of it.
Are you kidding? I do that all the time.
On what show?
On this show. I clean up on all the randoms that are wandering around the battlefield.
No, I'm talking about like mech shooting into civilians.
Warhammer 40K, Warrant of Trade, Tide of Iron, Season 2, Episode 25. Divided we fall. We're here, including Dave, who's very tired because it's 2 a.m. He didn't get a drink or go to the bathroom yet, so he'll disappear at some point. And I don't know that he's joined the Roll20 yet, so he'll double disappear. Look at that Dave ASMR. Gonna get me,
look, I'm pre-drinking, okay?
Gonna get me banned off Twitch like Indie Fox or whatever that woman's name is.
Oh no, she didn't get banned for just that, homie.
Yeah, I know. I know. No, please, Dave. No, I really don't want to go over Twitch's.
Dude, it was celebrated. It was a celebrated ban in my industry, at least. Anyway, so there you go.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well,
it's interesting.
I mean, I that's the only thing. That's the only thing I know about this piece of information. So,
why don't let's just start with you. What do you got going on?
Nothing much, to be honest. I mean, a little bit ago, I just heard a noise in my house. I'm the only one here.
It's just a wood settling, man. It's just a wood settling. Don't worry about it. It's just a wood settling. Definitely not an axe murder, just the wood settling.
Yeah,
okay?
definitely don't investigate. But if you do, make sure to turn off all the lights and only use a flashlight. You have to save electricity.
And you know, because we're trying to, you know, save the earth here, you got to make sure that those batteries in that flashlight are very old.
And if you really want, if you really want to weed him out. All you got to do is walk into
flashlights.
If you want to weed him out, all you got to do is walk into the room and say some, and you know, if they answer,
they'll go, yeah.
Then you'll know that they're there. Like, yeah.
Like,
and you'll know that they're there.
Red Robins.
And that they're a millennial. Like, there you go. Like, that's how you'll know as well.
I would have gone with the Chili's Baby Back Ribs song, but.
I mean, maybe if they're American.
If it was 15 years ago, I would have gone with the Budweiser Frogs.
I have no idea what that is.
It's almost the end of June, Pondo, which means we might have Ranch Simulator soon.
Sweet.
Yeah, where we'll be RPing. You know, I tried RPing in Ark. It has not been working very well for me.
It's hard to RP when you take a poop. That's.
I think the real problem is everybody else is like, let's get along, let's have fun together, and I'm like, I am slaving away to raise these dinos. And they sail past me, like 3 or 4 of them in a group, and they're like, hey, we're gonna go to the desert and have fun, and I'm like, I am knee deep in dino blood, just go without me.
I'm raising these dino babies.
No, that's just been this week, the dino babies. And you know what? Today, I was going to spend all day
about those babies,
raising the babies.
I warned you about those babies.
I fucking skipped it. I was just like, I don't have the power to play Ark today. I just
It's
don't.
amazing the amount of games that come out recently that really just make you work. Like you get a game out and you do your work.
You say that. Ranching Simulator is coming up, and then after Ark, we're going to do Farming Simulator. So yeah, it's all just work, and mostly ranch work too.
Do you know why that is, James? I can tell you why that is. Because it is very difficult to make a video game that encapsulates people's wants and needs and desires for sea change. And in a lot of cases, they always want to know what's going on the other side. But making like mechanics fun for things is next to impossible unless it's like completely irrelevant to real life. So if you want to make like a farming game, you have to bring it in with other stuff or else it doesn't work. So in the case of like the ranching simulator, right? Like if you just make it real life, it's going to be boring as fuck. But the moment that you try and encapsulate some sort of fantasy idea or whatever to it, you can basically sell people on real life shit, no problems. So like think about all those games where you've literally done chores, and I know there's a lot of them, and you know, Power Washer is like, is it Power Washer? Power Washer is like the exact thing that people are like, there's no way you could like if you sat in an elevator with like John Carmack or something like that, and you had an entire elevator ride to explain to him your idea for a game where you wash people's backyards, right? You wouldn't be able to do it. The only way that it works is if you gamify it and you bring it to the forefront by just basically slapping on a bunch of dumb, repetitive, brain-numbing, but also like what's the word where you like get an explosion of endorphin?
Dopamine?
No, it's not endorphin. Dopamine.
Yeah.
Dopamine. Yeah, like doing that in real life, you wouldn't get that, right? Like you said it last week. If you power wash something, oh no, Wednesday, right? If you power wash something in real life, it's boring as fuck and your back hurts, right? In a video game, you get a nice little achievement that pops up and $10, right? Like that's what you get.
I mean, I will admit that last night while writing this game to procrastinate, I thought I'll just do one quick ship in Hardspace Shipbreaker, and realized the game had changed substantially since I last played it. And like an hour and a half later, I was back to writing the game.
Yeah, incredible. Listen, I'm going to get back at Hardspace sometime. We're never going to have one of those explosive decompressions.
That whatever save you had before is gone now. You've got to restart the game from scratch.
That's fine. As you said, they've changed it completely.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure I never again go, oh, why does my laser beam sound so different?
What's that noise?
Seconds before disaster. Here's the real answer to your question, James, and that is, I've always dreamed of becoming the soybean king of Poughkeepsie, and thus I set out in not one but two different ranching games to become not just the soybean king, but also master of horses. I'm gonna become the fucking Gandalf up in here. The Lord of Horses shall come from my farm and go out from loser to winner to glue. Every step along the horse evolutionary pathway.
Watch for Arthur on the dawn of the third day.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Arthur, actually.
Yeah.
When you play video games, do you often find that you're disappointed with them?
Let me fill that in with an anecdote from today. So instead of playing Ark, I played what at first I thought was just going to be a few minutes of Strangers of Paradise. I felt like I was pretty close to the end, but when I reloaded my save, I had to redo the entire dungeon, which was fine. At some point, I unlocked 2 of the advanced classes, which was awesome. And I basically just avoided playing Lancer, and I got to the final boss, and 1 hour became 2, and at that point, I just stopped because the final boss continuously whooped up on my ass. I don't have the reflexes to do it anymore. I never had the reflexes to do Dark Souls, and every time I'm like, all right, it's time to do a perfect block counter, I accidentally hit R1 and instead attack and get demolished.
So did you keep losing, or was it actually like a 2-hour-long boss fight a la Sephiroth in the original Final Fantasy VII?
No. It was a 2-hour-long. I lost, restarted. No. What kind of maniac fights Sephiroth for 2 hours? Come on now, everybody knows you just hit his ass with Omni Slash and then pair, or you just go into the boss fight with 1 hit point and pair, what was it called? The one that where you died, you cast the attached mana, materia, and you just attached fully leveled out all summon. So you'd run through every summon in the game, including Phoenix, who'd bring your whole party back.
So the reason I asked, Arthur, is because every time that I talk to you about you starting a new game, you always have it in your head like a preset narrative of like what you as a player are going to experience before you've actually played the game.
Yes.
And every single anecdote that you've done this in, you always tend to walk away from the game feeling a severe amount of disappointment because you couldn't achieve that narrative goal that you established before you even attempted to play the game in the first place.
Nah, Raph turned out almost exactly like I thought it was going to.
Right
until Big Spoon stole my bear.
So is that like a unique thing to that game, or does that happen enough?
I would say the experience of Strangers of Paradise was almost exactly like what I thought it was going to be, because you were like, oh man, Strangers of Paradise, it'll finally get you into Dark Souls, and I was like, no, well, I'll play it because it's Final Fantasy, but I'll never get into Dark Souls. And here I am, 2 hours of fighting Chaos ? Later. I can occasionally About a third of the time I can get to the second boss phase with like one potion and then die immediately.
I mean, if you want to get into Dark Souls, just play Dark Souls. It's good enough on its own.
Listen, that's the thing, Dave. I don't want to get into Dark Souls.
Good.
I don't have that skill set.
If you want
I don't really want people to get into Dark Souls unless like it's something that they just natively stumble into.
I roll my face on the keyboard. I button mash. This isn't the thing for me.
No, I understand that. Like I'm saying that I don't push people into playing their game because you have to like. It's kind of like going, hey, go watch this movie, The Cabin, because if you watch it, it'll be good. Just go watch it. Don't ask questions, right? It's the same sort of bullshit. Like you can't force people to like discover something, right? Like, and Dark Souls for me is like the game that was just like, yeah, I discovered it, and that was, yeah. But I can't force that sort of same thing onto people. So I would never ask you to do that, Arthur.
What do you got, Spoon?
I was just gonna say, if you want to get into Dark Souls, you can just go, play any sort of pattern recognition button timing game, and it's the same thing.
I already do that.
Yeah,
I hate now. I can't get that on my
Play
head.
Simon, simple Simon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like this is Dark Souls is great. It's fantastic, but it is overhyped, I think, by a lot of people as like,
I concur.
This game is so difficult, and
I don't really see it as like a. I don't really see it as a difficult game.
Not because it isn't.
Yeah, no, not that it's like a game that like excels on difficulty. I think what you're experiencing is the dissonance between the marketing direction they went with and what the game actually is. Because for me, Dark Souls was like just a perfect combination of like exploration and sort of just the goodness that is the metagame of putting together a character build, and then attempting to tackle a self-imposed difficulty constraint, right? Like that's like the perfect symbiosis relationship between all that stuff, because you can play Dark Souls really easily if you build your character specifically for the challenge, right? Like that's the whole point of the game. It's like, it's kind of like Pokemon in that regard, where you could play Pokemon like a fucking idiot if you wanted to, but playing the game just naturally, you just beat it. Like it's the same thing with Dark Souls in my opinion. But
No, I mean, like they're good games, but I think people have built them up a lot in their collective imaginations.
Listen, I hear some rookie bitch ass low level newbie shit when I hear you guys talking about games with pattern recognition, with button pressing. Let me tell you something, all right? Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find that the things I teach you is sure to beat you, but nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick. Kick, kick, kick. Yeah.
I heard you Googling that.
That's the
fucking... I heard you Googling that.
That is me. No. I more or less remembered most of the rap. That's Pa Rappa the Rapper, my friend. Friends at home know that shit. You know that is the game for rhythm mastery and button pressing. Okay,
now
it's gone too far now. Now you've got like smartphone rhythm games, and they'll do that thing where it's like the stage is over and you feel like you can take your hands away, and then it's just one more button press during the credits just to piss you off. Fake Grand Order has her own version of a rhythm game that's absolutely awful. Fucking FGO Waltz. Let me tell you something. Pa Rappa the Rapper was the fucking peak of the genre, and everything else has been downhill from there at a steep dive. It's sledding weather all the way down.
The peak of the genre, I think you'll find, was Elite Beat Agents on the Nintendo DS. Thank you very much, motherfucker.
Incorrect. Pa Rappa.
No.
I'll
fight you on this. I'll fight you on this.
I'll fight you on the moon. Shoot you anywhere. Oh man, are we getting a cat stream? Holy crap. Pondo, we were in the middle of your intro. Let's do it.
Hey, you've already went over to Spoon.
What? I didn't go over to Spoon. I just asked him a question as a follow-up.
My thoughts on Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Pondo, what are your thoughts on Dark Souls, huh?
It's definitely
Just continue.
I'll keep it brief. I mean, I played Bloodborne all the way through. I was working on Sekiro. I was working on Neo, so I do find the games fun. They can be difficult if at first if you're not unaware. Like and they can spike if you're not aware, if you're not ready for it. So it's not a matter of it's difficult. It's just that it can be difficult at first if you're not in that mindset. That's about how I can explain it.
See, I always describe them as more punishing than difficult. Because it's like, you know,
it's very
you're going to die a lot. And every time you die, you lose all of your progress, basically.
Memory recognition to a fault. Yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, you can pick up your stuff after you die.
Sure.
It's just if you die, you lose again before you pick up your stuff. It's gone. So.
Yep. But you know,
is if you die, you start the brutal cycle of you just rushing it to your stuff so you don't lose it again.
And if it wasn't that way, though, I think they'd be too. People would be like, "Oh, this is too easy."
It'd be just like Ninja Gaiden. If
Yeah,
it was
you'd be basically like collecting, like you would be progressing way too fast for the game.
Yeah,
but I digress.
Yeah, that's it. As far as my week, I haven't really done much since last time. I just recently, a couple days ago, got out a lot of my miniature stuff. At some point, I'm going to start painting again.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are you going for first?
Huh?
What are you painting first? If you could pick any one thing to start with, what would you pick?
I'm going to start with the group of intercessors that I already had prepped up before that I didn't get a chance to start on.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing regular straight black for the armor, I want to do like a dark gray or black gray. So that way I can start trying to learn how to highlight and stuff from there.
Okay.
One day, hear me out.
Yeah.
Start with the base of Mechanica Standard Grey, and then go over it with the Black Templars contrast. It's a good starting point for black.
I've been looking for it, but I can't find it here. I can't be bothered to order it.
Chuck.
I've been trying to get Lead Belcher and then that contrast Black Templar, and this local store that I have that sells the stuff doesn't ever get it back in stock.
All right.
That's all I got.
Spoon, before we do your intro, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You may know, as a longtime watcher of Oath of Innistrad, that there is a long-running bounty that whoever kills the Nightmare gets the mini that I had Neo Buzzard make.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do if you kill it? Ahead of Eric or Sam. Yeah.
Ooh boy.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, I am going to be starting painting up my clan invasion models here pretty soon. So I guess I'll.
It's pretty painted.
Yes. Yeah. I'll stick it in with those models and use it in a home game if I ever get one going.
Did I show you the sheet for the Nightmare yet?
I don't think so, but it's got to be horrendous, right?
2 AC-20s and an LRM-20.
Yeah.
Hey Arthur, what happens if Rad uses the Nightmare and I turn on him during the game?
Well, then you'll be in a lot of trouble with me. That's what'll happen.
Deal's a deal, Arthur.
Yeah,
break a deal, face the wheel.
The shipping costs to
your
Australia.
deal is you are the bad guy. You can't turn against the other bad guy.
But isn't that what bad guys do?
No. Haven't you ever played a fighting game, like a DC or a Marvel fighting game? All of the heroes are like, I don't know who you are, dude. I'm going to have to fight you, other hero who is obviously a good guy given your costume. And all the villains are like, what up, man? World domination?
Yeah.
Boom. Let's do it.
I see you are also a villain.
Here's the thing. In Star Wars, the Sith betray each other all the time. It's constant, never-ending cycle.
I would not call Star Wars the peak of storytelling.
I wouldn't call DC and Marvel the peak of storytelling either.
Wow, that's some real shit talk for some of the storylines that have been written over the years.
Will you at least accept Arthur if we kill the players, we can turn on each other at the end?
Yes. You'll have to figure out what faction each of you belongs to and why you're betraying each other, but sure.
All right, I'll give you a 4-page backstory.
Someone shot his dog in the kidney.
James is like, I join Barrett's privateers and we take over the planet. We betray the Caretans.
He's Duke Barrett now.
Duke Barrett.
Melvin Manson hired him out
that
to,
is a good side story fan fiction.
Yeah, that's our summer TV show on our streaming service is the alternate universe of
For all mankind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what will you do with it if you somehow, through extremely miscellaneous and tertiary events, win it, James? What will you do with it?
I'm too much of a I'd have to like convert it back into a regular atlas or something.
Wow, that's painful. I'll just have him also send you the king crab with the atlas arms. You could just swap them back. I don't know that there is any swapping. I think he welded them on.
That's dedication.
I mean, you don't normally weld lead, but anyway.
I don't know what he did. When I told him to do it, and I told him to make it permanent. So I guess it's as close as it can get. What do you got going on, Spoon?
Let's see. This week, not a lot. This week, gonna be doing Oath of Indosteel tomorrow. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Didn't you have a Solaris Knights this week? How are you gonna say you didn't?
Yeah. No, I did Wednesday. That's right. I had my duos match with the Hillbilly, and I was it was just so short on my end. No, it was a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying Solaris Knights. I like it a lot. I like playing in it. I like watching everybody else's episodes.
When are you gonna make that the opposite of a heel turn?
Look, man, I went over and I did nice things in my match this week. I wasn't an asshole.
Nope, you no, well, listen, maybe, but according to the storyline of the match, you were the bad guy.
I know. But,
when are we gonna get the chivalrous?
I'm working on it, man. I'm gonna be
I know we can't
champion.
get Star Commander Seth, Martial Olympian.
Yeah.
But maybe we can get Mech Warrior Seth, Martial Competitor.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna win this stable champion vote.
You really think you're gonna win, don't you?
I actually haven't checked it yet today.
You got squashed.
Yes.
You got squashed.
Oh, did I?
Don't
okay.
worry.
The last time I checked it, we were tied 5-5.
That's 6-5 now.
Okay. Well,
you need to get those swing votes out for the next 3 or 4 days.
It's coming. It
almost never happens. It's happened one time.
Is Hillbilly in the lead again?
Hillbilly's in the lead. Of course, Hillbilly's in the lead. The investors really like chaos and they like non-unification.
Yeah, and that's Hillbilly's MO. Is like, yeah, you guys can just do what you want. Like, whatever.
Yeah,
they would rather not have a effective stable.
Mm-hmm. So,
would it be effective with
Seth at the helm? Maybe. Who knows?
I'm trying to think of a single person in that stable right now that actually make it effective.
Yeah,
Kyle Morgan.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's about as close as you're gonna get.
Listen, for the amount of laws and memes I pull on the Hillbilly, he is consistently the best advertiser of the stable. So
yeah, that's true.
Yes, but not good at Law and Order.
I don't know that
phrase in this context.
I don't know that any of the gladiators would be capable of dealing that.
Yeah, Law and Order. Yeah. No, we're a stable full of loose cannons. Like, it's just that
loose cannons. Most of you are criminals.
I mean,
Amos
most
killed
of
a guy.
Else, yeah.
Amos was photographed killing a guy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Twice. actually.
And to think, people said that Solaris Knights didn't have a storyline.
I know. Radisaurus was one of the ones who said it. Then he watched your match against Omega Tanaga and was like, wow, I can't believe there's a storyline. I'm like, I've just been spending my whole life building up to this. No big deal. You got anything else going on?
No, not that I can think of. I started watching Loki. That's pretty good. It's
the pacing in that show is insane.
Yeah, it took off like a fucking rocket.
I don't understand how the second episode, I was like, that was the season finale, right? That was the end.
Yeah.
I'll see you in season 2, boys.
Yeah, see you next year.
Yeah.
So
fucking insane.
Yeah, looking forward to the next episode of that. But other than that, that's pretty much it for right now.
I'm worried that the rest of the season isn't going to be able to live up to it.
I don't know, man.
Every show so far has delivered pretty good, but
what I like about the Loki show is that it does its best to respect the viewer's time. And what I mean by that is like the pacing is basically just like it's almost like when they take a full movie and they try and like, you know how they made like The Hobbit and they made it three movies instead, yes. But then it kind of feels like it's like plotting, and you get a lot of like what's sci-fi novels do it all the time where they like elaborate on things or they like show elaborate set pieces a lot. You don't get a lot of that. In fact, in Loki, they like reuse the same set like a lot, like just more than most shows that I know. But the interactions between the characters feel more organic. Maybe that might just be Owen Wilson. I don't fucking know. But like to me, everything feels super deliberate in that show. You know what I mean? Like, I watched a guy like break down all the Easters in the second episode, and that breakdown was almost as long as the fucking TV show was, right? Like, the amount of like all the little scrolling dates and shit like that they have on computer screens and everything like that all means something in all the Marvel movies and shit like that. So like, I don't know.
It's very in depth. And yeah, so Owen Wilson's doing a great fucking job.
Oh my god. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, where he's like, you've literally stabbed people in the back. And he's like yeah, I'd never do it again because it got old. Yeah. Oh my god. Like, that fucking scene.
Who could have foreseen like that pairing would be so amazing?
Do you feel kind of frustrated that they used Owen Wilson on the TV show and they can't use him anywhere else in the Marvel universe now?
No, they can bring him into the movies.
It's like when like if they make Keanu Reeves in the Marvel movie, but like he's like a one movie villain. You know what I mean? Like that would actually piss me off more because I would like to see him be an actual like returning character.
I mean, Josh Brolin simultaneously played Thanos and Cable during the same year.
But they were originally two completely different fucking like series.
Maybe.
It's just
you can't tell me Agatha isn't going to appear in the Marvel Universe again at some point. You can't just shelf a character like that in the freezer box and not be like, oh, what's up? Magic shit going on? Agatha all along.
Well, I mean, it's more prevalent in, say, like the Scarlett Johansson movie. I forget what it's called, like Black Widow. Is it just called Black Widow?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And they use the guy from Stranger Things, right, as
Russian.
like that one character, and they're never gonna show. He's never gonna show up ever again. Like just never. You know, like that's I don't know. That was he's a great actor. I like him a lot, but he won't show. I can almost guarantee he will never show up anywhere else in the show.
David Harbour is
yeah.
I mean, there were things like Natalie Dormer appearing in Captain America: The First Avenger, and a lot of people wanted her to do Captain Marvel, but she'd already had that role. There was Adrian Palicki who wanted to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after she had the failed Wonder Woman pilot, and then she managed to get into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but the character was unpopular, got written out, so she's burned her chances for being in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's probably a lot of characters like that, and they'll probably continue to do it as well. So, except for who was it that played Captain America? I forget his name now.
Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, and he played like the Torch in the Fantastic Four, but now that's a part of the Marvel universe. So I hope he. It is, yeah.
Yeah, well, Fantastic Four and the Deadpool and the X-Men movies were owned by Fox, which Disney bought.
Yeah. So it's like they own the rights to the characters.
Yeah.
No, they
movies.
No, they straight up during the Marvel look ahead, they literally had a gigantic 4 appear on screen. You really can't get in.
I hope he comes back as the Torch. Like that's the reason he's not Captain America anymore, because he's just gonna be the Torch again. Like
he'd be a really old Torch.
I'd be so into that. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. Computer generate his face. Just to have him come back.
No, let him go. Let him go. Let him do other things.
I've been enjoying watching all the videos of the different MCU actors who tried out for different roles, like where Chris Pratt auditioned for Captain America and Chadwick Boseman auditioned for Drax. You know, seeing those audition tapes where they're trying to play a completely different character.
I guess Chadwick Boseman played exactly the right character.
Oh man, yeah. Like it's hard to imagine Black Panther without Chadwick Boseman.
I'm upset because they're gonna make Shuri the center point of Black Panther from now on, and I fucking hate her so much.
Are they now?
She's annoying.
Tasha Wright's been getting herself into controversy as well. So
I don't know. I mega loathe that character.
Yeah, she's just like kind of trying to be like a version of Tony Stark that's just completely annoying.
But
It's really weird.
I mean,
as long as Winston Duke is in it,
not with Robert Downey Jr. So
yeah.
I mean, the way that they introduced her character was like, she's so smart she can dunk on the other 2 scientists, and I was like, that was really obnoxious. And you just continue to be really obnoxious the whole time. Like, there's no endearing part of this character. You just you kind of racist too.
What killed it for me the most was when she said, "What are those?" at fucking
slippers.
The shoes. I was just like, oh my god, Jesus Christ! Like the whole point of their civilization is that they were removed most of the time. So unless they've got like, I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna bring up does anyone know, this is a weird question because you guys are more into the Marvel stuff than me, but does anyone know whether or not the Star-Lord's hair in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was Chris Pratt, or if that was someone making his hair like that? Does anyone know that?
No idea.
Because
I have no idea.
Because that's the reason I hate Guardians of the Galaxy 2, is because Chris Pratt's hair is so fucking awful through the entire movie.
Wow.
It ruins the movie for me. So I'm wondering
you're
if that's
the only
like,
person I've ever heard complain about this.
I have never thought to look at how his hair was done in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I'm not
look
gonna
at Guardians of the Galaxy 1, then look at Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and just compare the two, and you'll see what I mean. Like, Chris Pratt's hair in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is fucking it's like someone had a bad hair day, but they made $1 million movie out of it. That's what it looks like to me. Oh, so dumb. Anyway. I'm sorry.
Okay. James, what do you got?
I don't know. I've had a pretty insanely busy week work-wise. So I haven't actually got a lot done. I haven't played much, other than, as I mentioned, Hard Space Shipbreaker last night. I'm so close to finishing Mass Effect 1, but haven't touched it. I suppose what I have been doing is, because my son got me back into playing the Old Republic, I'm trying to finish. I've got one more class to have finished all 8 classes storylines to get like a little character flair around your portrait from that point onwards. So I'm just trying to do that now to get that achievement unlocked.
What's the one class?
Smuggler. Yeah. So and look, it's the game to the point now where you can basically just do your class storyline and just ignore most of the world storylines and
really
be at high enough level
perfect.
you can get through the game to the end of the class, like level 50 class storylines sort of stuff. So.
When that game first came out, they had you doing so much like weird, boring shit. It was
MMOs are about the grind. That's the whole thing. How do you make someone take as long as possible to get from point A to point B, but make point B incredibly enticing,
maybe,
so that people will go through that.
Final Fantasy 14 has historically dunked on every part of that statement.
Are we talking about the first version of Final Fantasy 14 or
No,
the second
first version of Final Fantasy 14 doesn't even exist anymore. They deleted the source code. You can't even make a bootleg server of it. Did you?
All I'm saying,
I played the beta of that. Okay,
Me too.
You'll never know how bad it was.
I have the Tumblr from the special edition of Final Fantasy 14 version 1.0, motherfucker. I was there on D-Day, okay? I know exactly what that game was like.
I have a lot of collector's editions of MMOs that don't exist anymore, like Tabula Rasa or Warhammer Age of Reckoning, you know, like including the various things like the collector's edition statues or t-shirts and sort of stuff. Yeah,
Still got my World of Warcraft launch boxes, 2 of them. The thing about Final Fantasy 14 at launch, and that still exists, is that 11 always will have the better battle system because skill chains are fucking awesome. It was unbelievably cool, and we'll never get something like that again. So that was where if you used an elemental ability and someone used another elemental ability of a separate type, it would cause a literal effect to happen that would be like, all right, so you use fire into wind? Great, a giant fireball is there. And if a mage cast fire into that fireball, it would deal enhanced damage on top of sometimes dealing a status effect. And then you could skill chain that skill chain by adding a third or even fourth ability on top of it, creating these great elemental effects and allowing your mages to drop incredibly damaging spells. It was super fucking cool. It required every member of the group to work together, and we were never, ever going to get something that fucking awesome in an MMO again. I honestly don't know why they dropped it.
Like Guild Wars 2. Yeah, they had a similar system like that.
It wasn't quite like Guild Wars 2.
I don't know if it was as elaborate, but they had something like that. And also, how close is it that to Path of Exile combination and stuff that you could do?
I haven't played any Path of Exile.
Sorry, not Path of Exile. Pillars of Eternity? No, what the fuck?
Nope.
There was that game that came out, and then they just released the second one. Fuck. And it had like a bunch of arrowheads, and you can shoot them into different puddles and shit.
That's Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Is it Pillars of Eternity?
Pillars did that. Not Dragon's Dogma. What's that one? Hondo, you played it with Cotton.
Are you talking about Divinity? Original Sin?
Divinity Original
Divinity.
Sin.
That's what I was thinking of. That's
a good game. That's a good game.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. It was driving me nuts. Yeah.
Well, I remember Divinity Original Sin was like, you know what? We're going to hire Matt Mercer to show off our GM mode, and the game is going to be incredible. And guess what? GM mode sucks, just like every other GM mode in every game that has ever been made.
Yeah, it's harder to bring your imagination into a video game than one would think, right? Like,
I don't know. Neverwinter Nights kind of had it down. Not in the main storyline, but in the player-written content, there was some pretty good shit. That's what I was going to say.
Is like the last game that I've seen that had good like tools for building shit was Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, well, not the main story, because the main story was a straight arrow with no choices.
No, this is like the main campaign, whatever. But the tools, the builder tools that you could use to create your own worlds and shit.
Yeah, play a sorcerer, a red dragon disciple, turn into a fucking dragon, and start rampaging across the battlefield. Everybody's like, "Ooh, look at me! I'm a bard." And I'm like, "Yeah, look, bards are cool, but you know what else is cool? Dragons."
I gotta admit though, cool. Well, you mentioned WoW. I was actually late to the WoW train because the first MMO I got seriously into was the Matrix Online. I was still playing that when. And what's funny was it wasn't even released in Australia. I had to actually buy a copy from the US and like.
I do remember that
US account to.
Were you there for the closure?
No, I dropped out before it closed. But
man,
I was in a role playing guild and everything. So
best closure of any MMO ever, hands down. Matrix Online. Because they literally like made it look like that the Matrix was shutting down. Like it was fucking awesome.
I've seen videos of it.
Oh, yeah, so Final Fantasy 14 when they shut the server down the first time, when Bahamut destroyed everything, that cinematic is really good, and they did it live on the server. It's wild as shit. James, I may have discussed this with you, but you are literally the only person I can think of that might have ever played this. 10-6?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
I will never find another 10-6 player in my entire life. It's rough.
What is it?
So back in the mid-90s to mid-2000s, there was this thing that Microsoft and other games were doing where you would play like a omniscient super builder that could also take control of one of your units. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Urban Assault was one of those types of games. 10-6 was you were a rad, cool dude in a sci-fi universe who rode on a hoverboard building your base. But your base could come under attack by evil bad guys, and there were other players, and also tanks and stuff. But you could take control of your own tanks and fight back or dodge on your hoverboard.
So this is like CNC Renegades and a little bit.
God. CNC Renegades didn't involve any building. CNC Renegades was a straight up Counter-Strike clone with weird ass shit going on. You could only build vehicles.
No, CNC Renegade, you build like entire, like it was RTS, but then you could go down into like the view of a dude.
No, CNC was you were only the dude.
It's like Streets of SimCity, where you built the city first and then drove around it.
Yeah. Simcopter, where you could fly around in the cities you built. That was when I learned what a horrible mistake having so many nuclear power plants so close together was. How bad traffic. Yes, Chad is agreeing with me. Renegade was straight FPS. I played Renegade for like 5 years. I know how it goes.
I remember it very differently.
You do remember it differently. Now, I think those types of games are awesome, where you play like Beyond Missiles. Savage: The Battle for New Earth. That was a game that died and gave us Heroes of New Earth instead, which was not as good, but has become 20 times more popular.
So let me ask the question on the topic of MMOs. Did anybody here ever encounter Asheron's Call?
I've heard of it once.
Also heard of it.
It was Microsoft's attempt to try and have an MMO right after the sort of days of Ultima Online and when EverQuest was first coming out. But what's hilarious
that was similar to
disguised as an MMO. So in the game, you had to like recruit followers from other players, and when they played the game, a certain percentage of their XP would get passed up to you. But they could also go and recruit followers as well, so their XP would get passed up to them. And if you're on the top of the pyramid, you get all this XP coming up from all your multi-tiers down. So it was literally a pyramid scheme disguised as a multi-level marketing as an MMO.
Amazing.
Incredible. There have been some bad MMOs. I literally have heard for the last 20 years about how this, that, and the next thing is going to be the WoW killer, and yet even with Blizzard hiring war criminals, they still continue to be number one all the time. They're unbeatable right up until they aren't.
Yep. Now WoW is the WoW killer because they released WoW Classic.
Incredible.
They've played themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they saw people would pay to play on private Classic servers, and we're like, we should get in on that.
I actually went back and played Classic for about 3 months, and then I was like, oh yeah, this was fun back in.
I love the fact that there are third-party City of Heroes servers now, because City of Heroes got shut down, where they don't have any of the gameplay. People just use it to roleplay. They use it to build characters and roleplay in the environment, where they can't go and do quests or level up or anything. But there's a market for that apparently.
Well,
I mean, it's just Second Life effectively.
Oh boy, Second Life.
Boy.
Oh god, James, I'm so sick. I'm trying to vomit. Oh.
You're not allowed to vomit. I'm the one that should be vomiting here. No one else is allowed to vomit from Second Life except for me.
That's because you're in the weird Second Life community that's like, I'm a dirigible, prepare for insertion.
Bro, I literally worked at Linden Lab. I worked on Second Life. You can't get any more fucked than that. I literally saw the bottom of Second Life.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Abort. Pull the ripcord.
James, how you doing?
I made the tools that made the bottom of Second Life possible, okay?
Grimdark James.
Oh, man.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
You ready to get started?
Ready to get started. Yep. Mark it. So mark this time and then take out the last 2 minutes.
Hi guys, I'm Dave. Good to see you. I that's my intro. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, apologies for the skip. Did Dave get the intro?
No, fuck it.
Yes,
we're
you
playing
did.
Now. Nope.
I went to you before
did.
James.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Let's
I did.
go.
Clip it, friends. Clip it. Go ahead, James.
Okay, nice. Previously on Rogue Trader Tide of Iron, the senior crew of the Hand of Calixis head aboard the naval flagship Griffin to receive a briefing on the current situation in the Moor and consider next steps. Learning that some of the intelligence has been received from naval officers who escaped a Chaos slave ship, Nero and Dawn go to Port Wonder to interrogate them, while Adrian meets an old friend who also shares a connection with the escaped officers. Pierre goes to his estates on Port Wonder, finding that someone has been inside and has bugged his rooms. Summoning Ivy to the station, he learns that the bugs are reporting back to a location in the command spire. Adrian and Henriette and Sonia meet with an old colleague, Lieutenant Dorans Orvando, who breaks down while being arrested, warning that something is about to happen. And a mysterious trigger sound is played through Port Wonder, causing Chaos sleep raiders within the station to suddenly rebel, while in the void, a Chaos fleet emerges from the warp and attacks the Imperial flotilla. Thought for the day, the heretics shall reap as he has sown, a bitter harvest of vengeance and death. So, I'm just going to draw your attention to Roll20, where there is a map of Port Wonder. It's a bit big, so you might want to play with your zoom. So, it is quite large.
Oh, Ivy's away from me. Okay.
Yes.
So,
oh my god, it is large.
Yep.
Luckily, I have a 4K monitor. Let's go, boys.
So Nero and Dawn are up here near the main barracks. Pierre is down here in like the noble estates and commercial district. Adrian and Henriette are over here in the sort of main shopping area. And Ivy was on her way towards the command spire and is sort of between Pierre and the others. For reference, the diameter of Port, I mean, obviously it's not a perfect circle shape, but from left to right here, it's about 17 kilometers or about 11 miles in diameter. So, and there's no straight ways to get anywhere. It's all, a mishmash of corridors. So getting around the place takes time as well, depending on what transportation you've got. You've got a question there, Dave.
I can't be the only one that thought Ivy's name was spelled differently, right?
Yep, that's how I thought it was spelled.
Yeah, that is also how I thought it was spelled.
Am I too normal for 40K? Is that what's happening right now?
We covered this before. Ivy's not her name. Her name is like I think Phaedra or something, but but she's number 4. Everyone just calls her Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Dave's like, but where's the Y?
That's like people calling their kid Ladasha, but it's spelled L-A-A-H. Good God. And honestly, I completely forgot that that you made character art for Dawn. Good stuff. I forgot about that completely.
Yeah, I didn't have any character art for Adrian, so I just had to pull out random.
But it looks like it looks like how I imagine Adrian to look.
Yeah,
so.
no, that's pretty good. Yeah, like accurate.
Yeah. Nero and Dawn are inside the chamber with the guy they were just interrogating, but can hear the noise outside. Adrian and Henriette are in the bar, but can see the fall to chaos outside as people start fighting each other in the streets. And Pierre is inside his domicile and can hear sounds outside, but is right now safe. And you all get a vox call, which appears to be coming from the Griffin.
Okay.
Like a conference call?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'll also pick up.
Nero is just checking all of it. Like he's like stretching, checking all of his guns to make sure that they work. He has surprisingly fewer guns than normal.
Yeah, we're deciding whether we want to take a first aid kit or a defibrillator.
or the pump shotgun or the SMG.
Okay, so we're Left 4 Dead right now. Is that what we just said?
I turned back to Nero and it's like, Nero, do you want the pills or do you want the pipe bomb? Which one would you prefer?
I'm on a call right now, Don.
Pierre will step out of the estate and start heading.
Can I tell you a quick side story? This on that subject. Many years ago, I ran a horror game at a convention that was based on John Carpenter's The Thing. And the players were playing the rescue team sent to work out what happened at Outpost 31 when they lost contact, the station from the film. And it started off with the helicopter crashing in a blizzard. And so I gave all the characters random injuries you might sustain in a helicopter crash, and then listed all the stuff they could recover from the wreck, but they could only carry a certain amount of things. So the first thing the players had to do was work out what do you actually want to carry to get to the outpost. And because the players who knew this was a thing game were like, okay, we're going to take the shotgun, we're going to take the can of the fuel, that sort of stuff. And everyone else was like, no, we need medical supplies. These people need help. We need the radio, that sort of stuff. So it was an interesting sort of way to start a game with this conversation on what to actually take.
I take the can of beans, James. I feel like that might be important. Like,
and I of course take the Molotov cocktail.
I take a strap piece and like a strip of metal.
I take the rotor blade with me.
So when you all pick up the Vox, you get like a clearly a Vox operator who is in a hurry going, stand by for Nathaniel, for Admiral Horn. And a moment later, Horn's voice comes over the Vox. Lord Captain Cowles, Lord Commodore Cowles, what's the situation on Port Wanda? We're under attack here and the station is firing back at us.
Yes, it would appear that the heretics have managed to have sleeper agents inside the Port Wonder. Currently, they're sending a broadcast that must be activating them. Some of them must be at the command platform for the guns. I imagine Nero and Don are going to be heading that way shortly.
In the background, just Dawn walking over to the armory, pulling out a pistol and just being like, station's haunted.
We're not in an armory, we're in an interrogation room. So Nero is going to respond back and saying, I apologize, gentlemen, but I have a direct superior in the room with me who I must take orders from.
Nero, you work for me.
I believe we are in Imperial space, which means I work for the Inquisitor standing right next to me.
Well, she's behind like the double-sided glass, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
Nero,
I logically put a hand on there.
Nero, at the moment, the Inquisitor and I still have the equal amount of governing body right now. We need you to go to the command deck.
I don't think that's true. That's not true, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably at this point, the Admiral's going to chop in with the whole. This is not a time to discuss jurisdiction. You work out your own issues, but we need those guns stopped. Just 1 second, and you hear him like talking to somebody off Vox, but all you can hear is there's a conversation taking place.
I send the Lord Captain a silent message, by the way, like a separate one, and I was like, "I got your back. What you need?"
We can send people to help retake the station, but according to our augurs, the station's shuttle bay doors are all closed. If we're going to land troops, we need somebody to get to the shuttle ring and open it up. I know you want to help and take out those guns, but if we lose you, and there's no one else we can reach, then we lose Port Wanda. We lose Port Wanda, we lose them all.
Question: did Ivy have the mercenaries?
No, she's on her own.
Okay, so she didn't get a chance to get the mercenaries over in time.
No.
Okay. I can see what I can do to get the shuttle base taken back.
Where are you, sir?
At my estate.
That's on the complete opposite side of the station from the shuttle base.
Okay, who might be closer to the shuttle base?
Henriette and I were going to head that way as we were trying to leave the station as fast as possible. But
yeah, you hear a voice behind Adrian, who not on the Vox, but speaking loud to be heard by the Vox, saying, "I need to get back to the Absolution's fire."
Excellent. It sounds like you have to go that way anyway.
Indeed, sir.
Adrian, I'm not sure that flying a shuttle away from an active station is a good idea.
I hadn't planned on doing so.
Okay.
One second. We're picking up teleportation beacons from the Chaos flagship to the station.
I don't
expect they've got reinforcements.
Great.
There's another conference call coming through as well. This time from the Hand of Calixis, which is like on call waiting at the moment.
Okay.
Quick and dirty plan.
I'm going to head to the command spire, see if I can stop this broadcast. Maybe it'll keep the ones who are the sleeper agents back to their normal selves to be killed later. I'll have to meet up with Ivy first, since...
Sir, I have a suggestion, but I don't think you're going to like it. So I still creepily have my hand on the, double pane of glass, and I say, I will give my suggestion for our path to the Inquisitor here and see what she has to say. But if you and Ivy can do what you can to retake the halls of the Mechanicus and turn out the servitors there, they will certainly help turn the tide. At the same time, Adrian and I'm sorry, who are you with? Are you with your girlfriend, Adrian?
With Captain Insomnia.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, if you can get down to the Navigator holdings and or reconvene with Ivy and Pierre, there's a good chance that a bunch of angry navigators with warp eye melty powers could also be a good deal in this fight. My suggestion to the Inquisitor, I say, looking directly at the double, so I can't see her on the other side, is that Don and I turn out the armory here, create a fallback point for any crewmen who are still loyal, and then make our way to the command deck. And that will generally be the place that everyone gravitates toward after they have gathered their personal troops that you can find in their area. Opening the shuttle bay is useless as long as those guns are open. They're just going to get exploded on the way in. We need to retake the command deck as quickly as possible.
Yes, that's why I was going to have you and Don do it.
Yes, but I have to convince the Inquisitor on the other side of this glass to listen to me.
Can you put the Inquisitor on the line?
Okay, so I don't know. Is there like a door to the other side?
Okay, she can hear this conversation through like a speaker, so she walks into the room.
Okay. Don, can you put your Vox speed on speaker mode?
I've had it muted so that we don't hear it twice.
Perfect.
Sure.
I'll mute mine, and you put yours on speaker.
And you hear a voice say, "Who am I speaking with?"
This is Lord Captain Pierre Cowles of the Cowles Dynasty. Currently, for some reason...
Another voice says, "This is Lord Admiral Nathaniel Horn of the Griffin."
You're also on with Executive Officer Adrian
Thorne
of the Hand of Calixis. Inquisitor, I'm sure you heard my plan. You are, as far as I'm concerned, the most ranking officer in the room right now.
I agree that we need a containment line. We need to cover. We need to reach the spy, yes, but we need to make sure we're not fighting a battle on two fronts. People attacking us from behind. The advantage here at the barracks is we're near the outer ring. We can secure this area and then move our way towards the central spy holding this quadrant.
Okay. So as long as you agree with me, my plan is find very large guns here, arm up anybody that is remotely loyal, march on the sensorium, turn off the external sensors so they can't shoot anymore, and then make our way to the command deck. We wait for the other teams to do what they can.
You are clearly more equipped to deal with this than I am. I
look down at my two guns and I'm like, no, I'm not.
I have things on the station I need to secure, so I won't be able to join you, but I'll remain in contact.
All right. Good luck, Inquisitor, who we will not name here because you're super, undercover. All right, everybody on the call heard that. I'm walking out the door right now. Good luck.
So just remind me real quick.
Whoever tried to call you from the Hand of Calixis has tried to call back 3 times now.
I think Pierre has hung up on this point after.
What was the information we got? What was the information we got from the interrogation last time? Because there was some big revelation that
the story was implanted.
Yeah.
The story that they had given that we were making our plan on was false.
The exact thing I suspected was in fact true. That the falseness was false.
Okay.
Trying to make that as confusing.
And then they just sort of activated their sleeper mode, and that's pretty much where we're at right now.
Yep.
They have activated their sleeper agents and are I'm assuming teleporting Iron Warriors on board as we speak.
Okay, so how would turning off the thing?
This station is shooting our own ships.
No, I get that, but you mentioned turning off like the call or whatever.
I was talking about turning out or figuring out who's doing essentially the signal where they're telling.
I don't know that that's going to make a difference now. I mean,
they're already activated, right?
Yeah, once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep.
Well, I mean, the question is the sound still playing or did it stop?
No, it played through once. I mean, particularly it could play through a second time, but it was more so. From what you can glean,
one guy woke up. I was like, "I'm hard of hearing. Did anyone hear the secret wake up signal? No. Okay, I'm going back to sleep."
So, Dave, you've got Forbidden Law Heresy. So, what you can probably figure out is that over the past year, they have snuck actual agents of chaos aboard the station to try and get into key areas. Okay. And they probably also programmed a group of people to just cause disruption, start fights in the street, etc. So, the signal was both a trigger for the sleepers to just start causing trouble, but also a signal or information for the actual chaos worshippers that now is the time to take over control of the guns, take over lock down areas, etc. The plan is coming to effect. The fleet is arriving, so there will be actual chaos worshippers on here as well.
So when you say chaos worshippers, is this something that affects like the mentality of normal people? Like, are we going to be making fear checks or willpower checks? Like, what do I know about that stuff?
So unless there are psychers among them, they would have had a harder time sneaking aboard though, because they would have had to come in through avenues that are more rigorously checked.
So we're not going to be like expecting like horrors to be teleporting in or anything like that.
Well, if there's chaos sorcerers here, they could potentially summon demons here. But
all right, okay.
Has anyone got Forbidden Law: The Warp?
Nope.
Yes.
I do not have that one.
Right. So Pondo, you can roll Forbidden Law: The Warp at +10 if you like.
I've been trying my best to get as much of the lores as possible.
Oh, shit.
That's a pass.
Okay. So with this station itself, like other stations of its type, has its own Geller field, because although it can't pull itself to the warp, it can be towed, but it's way too large for a regular ship to extend its field around, so it has its own Geller field. Like ships, you've got to turn off the Geller field and turn on the void shields. Now the Chaos Fleet isn't attacking this. There's no danger of being destroyed, so one option would be to go and turn on its Geller field, which would prevent any further teleportations onto the station. So they can't teleport through the Geller field.
There's not a convenient thing that says teleportation, Gellerfield station.
No, it'd be somewhere in the Engineering.
So the Mechanicus.
Yep.
Like I said, you got to secure that place.
Okay.
All right. I think we're all answering the call from the Hand of Calixis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you hear the voice of your high factotum / accountant, Alexander von Heppel, on the Vox. Hello. Can you hear me, Lord Commodore? It's von Heppel.
Yes, please hurry. This situation is very urgent.
Yes. You see, with yourself and the first officer and the chief congregator ashore, I'm in charge. I'm in the flow of command aboard the Hand, and I need to know what to do, Lord Commodore.
Okay, let me think of what the hand clicks is. It's good for sniping.
I immediately go, return fire!
What is the current situation? What other ships are there aside from the Iron Warrior's main ship?
So there are 2 cruisers and 8 frigates as well.
So, do I like? No,
So when Nero yells "return fire," on Hebble's response, I mean, do the men just know how to do that? I mean, like, we're paying above market rate for this crew. Like, they should. I don't have to actually like push the button or aim or anything. Do I just tell the people? I just say shoot at them.
Have my replacement come to the bridge immediately. The people on the ship know what to do.
If I may
proceed.
Contact the Fist of Ruin. Do whatever Captain Ertel tells you to do.
All right.
Fist of Ruin.
Yes, that's
he's the leader of our squadron of frigates that we brought with us.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you guys a meta question here, because you've got 3 ships. You've got the Hand, you've got the Eternal Praetorian, you've got the.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good point.
So
my orders to all of them are to return fire. How that wasn't the first thing people started doing is insane.
So that there are 6 things that these ships can do. All right. 1 is they can directly attack the battle barge itself. 2 is they can attack the other vessels, like the smaller escort vessels. 3 is they can clear any fighter screens in case you want to send shuttles through to the station. 4 is they can attempt to take out the guns on Port Wanda. 5 is they can try and escort fleeing ships like the Chartist vessels or system ships to safety. Or 6 is they can flee the area if you think they're not going to be any help. So you guys, whether you talk about in character or out of character, you might want to work out what initially you want each of your 3 ships to be doing out of those 6 things.
Well, the Guild
Our
of Throne
ships are
has...
not equipped to take on a fighter screen. Escorting Chartist vessels is a huge waste of our time. It really feels like taking out the support fleet is the only option.
Well, the thing, okay, so the Guild of Throne has the torpedoes, which is good for going after large ships like
the
whatchamacallit.
Battle barge.
We just got that though.
Yeah, it's gonna die if it goes alone for sure. I feel like that it still makes a good distraction for the other ships going up against like cruisers and frigates.
Yes, I would say Hand of Calixis is good at shooting at like the smaller frigates and stuff. The Eternal Praetorian might be good for screening at the right time, so that way potentially Adrian and Henriette could get back to their ships.
So you can change this plan up every half an hour. So we're down to like half-hour turns. So this is what they're doing for the first half an hour of the battle. So
I say first half an hour, Eternal Praetorian and Guild of Throne. Actually, really, all 3 of our ships should be focusing on. Well, the Guild of Throne should be shooting some torpedoes at the battle barge, since it's supposed to be slower. Won't be able to get out of the way as easily. As far as the Hand of Calixis and Eternal Praetorian, they'd be good at going after the frigates. While the Hand of Calixis stay as a distance, because that's what it's supposed to do.
Okay. So we're happy with that. So the Hand and Praetorian are taking out are going after the fleet, and the Guild of Thrones going after the battle barge?
Yes, because I'm assuming the Admiral is also going after the battle barge.
Yes.
Or the other crew.
I mean, look, most of the Imperial ships are trying to focus their fire on the battle barge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get killed right away.
Came out of the warp and exploded instantly as a huge waiting fleet fired on it.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Okay.
After this is over, James, I immediately open a communications to the Eternal Praetorian.
Yes. So you get Parrington.
Yep.
Master
Captain
Nero.
Yep. Can I speak to Heraldius Mercator real quick?
Yes. And then eventually comes on the line. Look, Master Bullet.
Yep. Listen, you're a lucky guy. I just need your blessing and that of your frog, Horatio. to let me know that we're gonna get through this. Can you deliver that blessing?
Just a moment.
Dawn in the room just sort of like looks over at you, and it's just like her one eyebrow slightly goes higher.
I
just
quietly
like,
go, look, Dawn, I haven't named these stormbolters yet, okay? I'm trying to get all of the things on my side that I can. The frog is lucky. Trust me.
So Dawn walks over to the guns, puts one hand on it, goes Emperor, and puts the hand on the other one, protects. We're good. Let's go. Yeah?
I am scandalized by this act of tech heresy.
After a few moments of like whispered conversation between a man and a frog, you hear Mercantile come back on the line again. Horatio says that this won't be easy, but you do have his benediction.
Thank you, Frog Father. I hang up the phone.
I think Pierre was like, Adrian, you can either come assist at the Halls of Mechanicus, or you can go try to see if we can help secure a docking bay for potential escort out so you can get you and Henriette to the ships.
Very well, sir.
As I fear for the most safety of the Hand of Calixis under the current lead.
As do I, sir.
Okay.
Flashback to the Hand of Calixis. She's over there calculating the cost of bullets right now. She's just like,
only fire half a barrage.
No, it'd be like this. Looks like we can afford for a double helping, boys. Load the ammo twice as fast. I want to imagine it's a bullish market over there. All right. So I'm going to turn to everybody else in the room and be like, all right, look, the Inquisitor's going to do her own thing. Don, obviously you're with me. Rosen, are you useful?
Yes.
Do you have any weapons?
I have a lad's pistol.
All right, here's my sword. I need you to return this later.
All right, he holds it sort of like.
All right, give me the sword back. No, you don't know how to use it. Lieutenant Ovando, and I slap him in the face. I'm like, who is the one true god of mankind?
The Emperor.
Okay,
God
good.
Emperor.
Take this sword and whatever other weapons I hand to you. Follow me and make sure nobody stands near me. Okay, you understand? I need you to be my point man.
Also, try not to burn yourself with it because.
No, it's my regular non-Bernie sword. My heirloom sword.
Why are you carrying all your swords with you, but you don't carry all your guns with you? Huh?
The swords are small and light. The guns weigh like 50 pounds.
Think, Nero, think. Every time you don't have your guns, you get assaulted by an army of coverts.
I'm literally, I look at Don and I'm just like, I've literally never not had my guns before. This is a first. And you know what?
So then it's 100%.
All right, I'll buy that. Look, the torture, you don't want to be carrying 100 pounds of equipment on you. You need to be able to move. You need to be using equipment that breathes. Look,
So what you're trying to tell me is that your bulging biceps are just for show.
All right, Ovando, where is the closest armory? You've been on the station for a couple of months, right?
We're in the barracks here. There is an armory in the barracks.
Good.
We can break out guns from here.
Don, here's the problem. I can shoot a lot of regular people, but if it comes to like someone wearing Space Marine armor, I don't have the kind of penetration that's going to get through that. You're the only person here besides Rosen who can blow people up with his mind, right? Rosen, can you do that? Can you set people on fire or mind control them, turn them into statues made of ice? Like, what do you do actually?
I
play Regicide.
I send messages and I can read minds.
Okay, can you give people like incredibly difficult headaches? Do you have any offensive potential at all?
That's not in my mandate.
Also, Nero, I hate to point this out. We don't want him inviting anything crazy to this already crazy situation.
Rosen, can you counterspell? Are you a blue magic player? Okay,
yes,
that's your literal only job on this trip. Is if someone does weird warp shit, you need to make it so that never happened. Return it to their hand.
Yes.
Understood?
Okay, he can deny the witch. No problem.
Okay. It's your only job. Dawn, you are up front.
Also, Rosen, if you happen to see one of those, you just point to them and you tell me, and I will literally chop their heads off. All right? I will do it first. That'll be the first person that I kill in the room. Yeah?
Good. This is an excellent plan. Let's get to the armory and find some very large weapons. I'm going to need explosives to get through some doors.
I was expecting a blind joke from Rosen. I'm not gonna lie.
Pierre, also, you're getting now a call from Ivy.
Okay, I was about to call her. Yes.
Okay.
Her name is I, then a V. Not Ivy. It's I, then a V.
It's also not her name. That's just what we call her.
Also, it's Roman numerals for 4, which is crazy because people don't just call her 4. They phonetically call her IV, right? Crazy shit happening in 40K.
This is obviously upsetting you, Dave. Are you okay? I need a moment.
I thought her name was Ivy. I-V-Y. Right? I was on that bus. I was happy on that bus.
I mean, this is like a season and a half of just build up just to find out this realization. So it's not.
It's as bad as when people didn't realize the turn in Fight Club, right? And then they're just like,
yes. Ivy, yes, I was about to speak with you.
All right. So you hear like her whispered voice.
Oh, that's not good.
I managed to I was able to pick a data set off one of the dead heretics here from the fighting. They've got pictures of you, of Nero, Dawn, Adrian, and Cade. They all have directives to capture or kill you. Well, capture or kill you and your Dawn, kill Nero, Adrian, and Cade.
wait, capture or kill?
So there's no need for them to capture Nero or Adrian.
Okay.
I like that they consider me enough of a threat that they don't want to leave me alive, but I'm also pissed that they don't consider me useful enough to leave me alive.
Yeah.
That's why you have to use it. It's like, why do they only want you dead?
I'm more concerned about why they want me alive. That's what I'm more concerned.
They want to taint you. That's why.
Dark side healing.
Okay. Ivy, you just stay there. I'll be coming to you. Stay out of sight.
All right. I'm hiding. She describes, she's basically hiding in like a maintenance hatch gangway somewhere in the area she was before.
It's very clean in here. It's surprising.
I'll be there as soon as possible. I'm going to hang up now. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Okay.
I immediately, after I hang up, call Adrian.
Yes, Lord Commodore. What is it?
Okay, it turns out that I might need your help with the Mechanicus. Currently, Ivy is stuck in a maintenance hatch, and also be careful. There's kill orders out for you. Apparently, they're looking for us specifically.
I know we're player characters.
Very well, sir. I will be on my guard.
So again, why? They're not going to try to capture you. They're going to just try to kill you.
You could say it's our fate to be the target of these characters.
So I'll be making my way to meet you at the halls of the Mechanicus.
Yes. I can probably use whatever backup I can use because it's now occurring to me that Ivy may not be the most combat oriented of the Mechanicus.
But sure, her skills will certainly be useful in taking back the station.
Yes, because we also want to get the Gellerfield up, which is also in there.
One moment, sir. And I turn to Henriette and I say, I have to go to the halls of the Mechanicus. I'll understand if you head for the shuttle bay, but I think we should stick together. You're muted, James.
Okay, I'll stay with you for now.
We'll get you back to your ship.
Let's go.
Feel a romance
Apologize
brewing.
to Henriette for ruining your date. I didn't expect it to be our fault for this situation.
Man, chaos cock
course,
blocking
sir.
everyone. Unbelievable. Like, it's like Skeletor coming out of nowhere just to fucking ruin your day. You know? Like, yeah.
I'll see you at the Holo Mechanicus.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Hang up.
So first round, Pierre is moving to Ivy. Adrian and Henry are moving to Ivy. Nero and Dawn are turning up weapons in the
Yeah, we spend the first couple of minutes shooting out the grill in the safe room to get rid of the zombies in front of us, and then we leave. You know, like
We're still doing Left 4 Dead, huh? Okay.
So in the midst, can I try to essentially like round up or like grab here and there some guardsmen?
Oh
or
my
some
God,
armsmen up in the
Pierre!
station?
You need to get a big flag with the French Chevalier symbol on it, and just go Jean d'Arc. Just be like, "Follow me, men! We shall reclaim France."
I was more thinking like this is a Mountain Blade mod, and the villages are just like guard stations that you can go and recruit from. You know, like.
All right. Well, either give me a command or a blather roll to raise some levies.
Blather? Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a huge waste of time, though.
Here's a rogue trader, and the citadel's on fire. Do we follow him? I don't know. Let him inspire us first. Let's see.
Do I get the bonus from oh man, I'm forgetting the whole thing. The essentially the warrant, the Imperial warrant.
Not with this group here. No, it's it's pretty much for
Gentlemen, there is a very cute girl stuck in a maintenance shaft that I am attempting to rescue. Okay,
I'll put a fate point into that in case it matters at all.
Okay,
Make it a 4.9.
Okay, so you've gathered about 20 people, armsmen, mainly armed with things like shotguns, stub pistols, etc.
Oh god.
Clubs and knives.
For some reason, I was imagining James saying like, "Yeah, there was 3.9 guardsmen ready to join you. The fourth one was kind of on the edge, but you tipped it over, and now he's on board. You know, like
it's like
0.9%
Rad trying to bring 8.5 Jenners.
Yeah.
A half a Jenner is still a Jenner.
All right, so to move around the station for Adrian and Pondo, I need either a navigate surface, a drive ground, or a command roll to make it to the next location within the half hour strategic time.
Considering I only
Command roll.
I'm gonna. All right, 4.9. Oh, I'm getting the nines here.
I will fate point that to reroll. Because my command's actually pretty good.
I hope it is. I'll put you in charge of the ship when I
Wow.
get there. Okay, apparently.
Well, 89 and 93, so...
Okay, so you're going to arrive to Ivy's location late. And it's just because of, like, there's just so much chaos going around you that you can't easily move.
Sure.
It would be faster in all circumstances.
You have to shoot a couple guys on the way. It's just a real big pain.
I'm here to kill chaos.
the scene from Fifth Element when Bruce Willis shows up at the room late, and Lola is like hanging in the air ducts, like shot up, right? Yeah, that's the scene, right?
So Adrian, while you are making your way through with Henriette as well, though, at one point, you sort of take cover as a group of clearly evil guys run past. Like you could stop and fight them, but waste more time.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear them sort of talking amongst themselves that Pierre Cowles has been spotted heading towards the Mechanicus area, like clearly rousing up a group of people has drawn attention to his position as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making their way towards that location as well.
Okay. So I will vox the Lord Commodore and let him know that his actions have not gone unnoticed.
Chaos will remember that.
Yeah, and that I'm going to be late.
Yeah. So AP and Dawn, it doesn't take you guys long to clear out the people that were arrested and were fighting with because at the end of the day they're unarmed. You know, they were pretty much just fighting with.
Figure some shotguns to solve that. Maybe some storm bolters.
Yeah.
Didn't I have bags on their head? It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
So when you go to the armory, it's primarily like a naval security armory. So the majority of things are combat shotguns, stub weapons. Like heavy stubber is probably the biggest thing they have there. Like, what do you guys want to? What do you?
I'm looking for anything heavy bolter shaped or explosives, specifically like door breaching charges and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Or if I need to go through walls.
Yeah, so certainly grenades, whatever frag or crack grenades you would need are there.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna want a lot of crack grenades, man.
The main thing is like naval forces specifically trying to avoid weapons with high penetration. So
this is a big problem for me. All right, so I'm just grabbing handfuls of crack grenades and putting them in my bandolier. And I grab a Vondo.
Hang on, you had an empty bandolier as part of your uniform?
Well, see, here's the thing. So normally I have to carry around a shit ton of heavy bolter bands ammo, you know, like machine gun belts and stuff. And I figure wherever I normally store that, now I can just go and put some grenades there.
The old Warhammer 40K Velcro grenades.
Sure.
Just stick them under your chest.
Look, I don't have a backpack right now. I'm literally down like 100 kilograms of weight. Nero's probably like, oh, it's like being on the moon. Look how high I could jump.
You're like Rock Lee taking off your fucking weighted training belts and stuff.
Except this actually lowers my ability to kill people, not raises it. Is there a way to do what Pierre's doing to like attract survivors here to arm up?
Yes, certainly. So command or blather.
Well, I don't have blather, but I do have command.
Okay.
I don't suppose I could also try to intimidate them, like get the fuck here, grab a gun, or else I'm treating you as a heretic. No, nothing.
No.
Don, I don't suppose you have a better command than me, do you?
I have a charm that's just specifically used for like inviting people as like a.
So close! I will spend a reroll. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The janitor volunteers as tribute.
It's like a half dozen guys pick up weapons and rally to your cause.
Okay, good enough. Does our group, were we told that they were hunting for us? I think Pierre hasn't mentioned that to us yet.
Yeah, I think it's just been mentioned to me.
Damn it.
Out of the two people who wouldn't really care.
Yeah, but
I like the idea that Nero and Dawn get the news and like all of a sudden we're just like chests are like higher up in the air, like we're just like flexing through doorways.
Listen, let me say this, Pierre. It's a bit metagamey, but if you tell me right now, I can do Sky Captain Bosch, and I've been waiting to do Sky Captain Bosch since high school.
I'll be sure to tell you next round.
Damn it! I need to know now. You can't pull off Sky Captain Bosch without knowing.
Nero, have you finished fucking around? Can we go, please?
I think Adrian's about to do something. Give me a sec. I'm entering a dream state.
Adrian is going to call Nero on the box.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Adrian?
I'm headed to the halls of the Mechanicus to assist the Lord Commodore. What is your objective again?
Right now we're securing the armory, making sure that people nearby can show up and pick guns up to go kill heretics.
I swear to God, Nero, if you carry one more grenade that you won't throw, I'm going to be really pissed at you.
Don,
why do you carry so many?
Don, I don't know if you know this, but they're going to have locked the front door to the command deck.
Never seen you throw a grenade.
Yes, Adrian.
Lord Commodore has informed me that they are specifically looking for us.
Oh.
They have kill teams in the station, I believe.
Excellent. That is great news.
Anyway, I have to go now. And
All
he
right.
clicks his box off.
So I turn to Lieutenant Ovando and I say, listen, it's going to be a tough job. I need you to remain here to keep all these men shooting anybody that isn't faithful. Armor people up and tell everyone you meet that your name is Baron Nero Bullet. Okay? I need you to shout it. Whenever you see anybody, shout it as loud as possible and have all of your men loudly discuss that Nero the Bullet is here.
Give me a plus to intimidate roll. I think that unless he's really scared of you, he would probably not do that. Or at least do it to you out of earshot.
He didn't give me plus anything, but I succeeded easily.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, he's going to do that for fear of.
I need you to do this for me.
If you fail, I have the perfect line I'm going to say. By the way,
I got him. Then I turn to Rosen, Dawn, and myself, and I'm just like, the three of us need to move stealthily to the sensorium to turn it off.
I don't do stealth.
There it is.
Yep.
He's bringing it back.
I've been telling you, stealth mission the whole time. I managed to tack it onto a Sky Captain Bosch. I make a 64 this, all right? Fucking, I got references so old, the internet wasn't invented.
The Lord Emperor protects me like no one else. There's no reason for me to cower behind anything.
Well, we're not cowering behind anything. We just don't need 20 people going with us. That's a big group. The three of us, we're a very effective team. Yep.
So we don't need stealth.
Perfect. Let's not call it stealth. Let's call it
recon under fire.
Concealment.
I don't do that either.
Dawn, just don't shout that your name is Dawn everywhere, okay? They're looking for us. We just don't need to be like, ooh, I'm Dawn, I'm Nero. We just go, we get the job done. We don't need to be heroes here. We let the Lord Captain take all the credit while we do what we need to do. Lieutenant
You're
Ovando
literally
here.
describing your own personality to me.
Yes.
I don't understand the problem here. The problem is you doing what you said that we won't do just now. What? I have no reason for me to do it.
No, I clearly just told Ovando to pretend to be me. Why would I later go back and be like, ooh, look, it's me, Nero, in the field? Although that would be pretty Sly Marbo-ish.
See, this is the exact thing I'm literally talking about right now, Nero.
Dawn's like checking her watch, like, we gotta fucking go.
Yeah,
we could
Rosen.
have been there by now.
Rosen, you agree with me, right? Stealth?
Yes.
Look, this guy, he's a weak sack of flesh. He'll die if he gets shot. We have to use some measure of restraint, Don. Not everyone is as strong as you.
Every step you take,
every move I make,
cling against each other.
I have a
You're literally wearing grenades like chainmail right now.
Yes. But it's attached with Velcro, so it doesn't make very much noise.
Velcro is louder than chainmail.
That's only when you pull it off. I'm done having this conversation. We just need to move together in the next 30 minutes during the next turn. Quietly, without Ovando and these 6 guys here. Okay?
I feel like you're arguing against yourself here, but all right, fine.
Yes, because Ovando is me right now.
By the way, Ovando is way more attractive than you. Anyone who knows you won't fall for this ploy.
That's fine.
He also has considerably less muscle mass. I don't know if you noticed this.
I just need the rumors, Don. They don't need the truth of it. Have you ever heard of this guy, Alfarius?
Can we go?
They'll never suspect I'm using their own strategy against them.
All right. Let me quickly resolve with you guys what's happening in space. So first off, the Gilded Throne attacking the battle barge.
Because it literally took half an hour to leave the room. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you spent half an hour clearing it and breaking all the stuff out. And, that was like your strategic turn. So rousing a group of people, etc. So the Gilded Throne can do its regular attacks against the battle barge. So who's going to roll for the hit rolls for the Gilded Throne? Need a volunteer.
Do it.
Sorry?
I'll do it.
Okay, no worries. So they have a skill of 30. They get plus 20 total between the immense size of the ship and also just, incidental actions to raise their ballistic skills. So you're hitting on 50s. The first attack, there's a 20% chance that the void shields are up when it fires. But otherwise, it's assumed that the shields are brought down by previous fire from other ships.
Okay.
So do 3 attacks at 50. So first one will be macro battery, torpedoes.
Okay, so macro battery, torpedoes. All right. I'm just rolling 3. Oh, okay. All right.
There we go.
All 3 hit. Okay.
Yep.
So 20% chance that the first one is blocked by the. Okay, so the first one is blocked by the void shields. So the second one. Oh, sorry. Well, actually, they both. Oh, no, both hit. Okay, so you've got 2 hits with the second one. So it's going to be 2d10 plus 4 damage.
Which is probably not going to do anything, right?
Itty bitty.
Well, probably still
19.
not.
Okay, no.
It scratches
It's not enough to go through it. Okay, for the torpedoes. Okay, you may hit with 4 torpedoes. So that is going to be. Okay, I mean, it's 8. Wow, it's a lot actually.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, it's only 1 torpedo per 2 degrees. So two torpedoes. So it's going to be 4d10 plus 28.
That
and
still
any,
sounds like
Pretty
a lot.
good. That's
any dice roll.
28?
Yes. Any dice roll of 3 or lower gets re-rolled.
Well,
They re-roll with a 1-3.
Make that an 8. All right,
5.
good enough.
Okay, so it becomes 55. Okay.
35.
Minus armor does 30 hull to it.
There we go. That's pretty good.
Okay, now the Gilded Throne in response takes 4d10 damage minus its armor, and then 1d10 damage ignoring armor.
Ow.
So
I told you not to do this.
So its armor blocks those shots.
Wow,
And then the one-
unbelievable.
So it takes 4 damage. I'll mark on the sheet.
What are they fucking asleep over there?
Continuing the tradition of Grimjug James rolling like hot shit when it's with us, but rolling like garbage when it's against us, right? So,
Okay, so they're down to 62 of 66. Now, because the other two, you've got 2 ships that are attacking the fleet, there's a 40% chance you'll mitigate the damage the fleet does this turn.
Did you do the right one?
Sorry? Oh, I did
Like
sorry, I did the Praetorian right. Sorry, yeah. Let me fix it up. So
it'd be 32 out of 36.
There we go. Okay.
Incredible. Gilded Throne finally uses torpedoes for good.
It did really good, to be honest.
as opposed to evil, like what does that statement mean?
It
well,
blew up the first time we got there.
They hit the Exterminatus bomb in a torpedo, which we know how that ended.
All right. So 20% per ship you assign to stopping the Chaos fleet that you'll mitigate the fleet's damage this turn. So it's a 40% chance. Arthur, why don't you roll a percentile?
Okay. Okay.
There you go. Okay, so you mitigate the fleet's destruction this turn. Okay, and then they each take 3d10 damage minus their armor. So
now, when you say fleet's destruction, do you mean our fleet or their fleet?
No, so effectively every turn I've worked out what damage their fleet does. So effectively, if you pass that, which you did, then I ignore that turn that they don't destroy. They were going to destroy that turn.
Okay, so 40% is not really that good.
Yeah, but it worked this time. It would be 60% if all 3 ships were assigned to it.
Incredible. Is this like our ships just like flying in front of our friendly ships and taking the hits for them?
Well, it's engaging in combat,
Sure,
drawing the attention, along with the other ships as well. So, okay, so 3d10 on the hand, 12 won't get through your armor. 3d10 on the Praetorian, 20 I think is your armor.
I think the armor's 21.
No, it's 20.
It's 20, so it just meets it. So does it not do anything?
No, that means no damage
That's the
goes
power
through.
of a cruiser, man.
Yep.
Even a light cruiser could take that.
Okay. Pierre, you get to the area where Ivy's hiding. So effectively, the cultist forces here have managed to gain control of this area. So there's no actual fighting going on right now, but there are cultists that are searching around, like checking bodies against data slates to trying to see if they've got any of their targets, for example.
It's this Metal Gear Solid right now. You crawl through the vents and you hear them like going over dead bodies going, I don't think we found the infiltrator yet. And then when somebody kicks the body over and nudges it with the rifle, I don't know, this guy kind of looks like him. A hanger?
You're right, they are in NPC dialogue mode right now.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite NPC line ever is John St. John in Opposing Force Half-Life, where he says, man, my dogs are barking. Like, just over and over and over again. Like, that's all he fucking says.
I think the enemy got the point.
So, Pondo, there's no way that you and 20 men can sneak to where Ivy's hiding. You would have to either leave that group or have them do something while you go there.
How many people is he looking at facing?
Effectively a horde of magnitude 20 of cultists.
Okay. How many people is that?
Probably about 40 people altogether.
You know what would really help there is some grenades.
Yeah.
It's a wave of grenades.
If only one man didn't take every single grenade.
Listen, if every grenade on the station could fit on Nero's body, you don't have enough grenades. That's all I have to say.
You recently spent points to double in size, so you have double the surface area to stick grenades on your Valkyrie body.
Okay.
I got bulging biceps at the beginning of the season, Don. That was 23 episodes ago.
Look, time is
It was
linear
a
for me.
long ass time. It was time is linear for everyone, technically.
Then why does it feel like the same game, Arthur? You know, we're still beating this dead horse, as far as I can tell.
As far as we know, Don, everyone moves forward in time at roughly the same rate from their own point of view.
Not in TTRPG land.
All right, so Pierre doesn't have any stealth capabilities, so I'm going to just completely ignore that and essentially
sacrifice.
Is that the sound of a walking cane down the hallway? Who could that possibly be?
Cruel man. So essentially, I'm going to have because
I mean, you could spend your group attacking this group while you go and get to Ivy, but you would lose your group in the process.
That's fine. That is what it is.
All right.
They're just armsmen.
No worries. You send them forth into the heretic hordes.
Reject the waifu, save the waifu, right?
All right. You manage to sneak past while the shooting is going on, and you get into the gangway where Ivy's hiding. Lord Commodore, where are the others? Are you with Nero and...
Nero and Don are on their own hopefully going to take back the command bridge. Adrian should be on his way, and I'm here rescuing you. Also, we need to go and turn on the Geller field.
Okay, I know where that is. We're in the right area. It's a couple of decks down.
Excellent.
Quick, get in the vent with me. It's the quickest way.
You should go there immediately.
She does also show you the data slate confirming the capture kill orders on your group.
Does it have a picture of Nero?
It does, yeah.
Do you have any sort of pistol on you?
No,
weapons?
just I left my bolter on the ship.
Pierre just has like a long sigh. It's like, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah. I mean, she like holds up her staff and hits a button, and like the end of the staff crackles with electricity. But that's
Okay, you're still going to need a gun, I think, because I'd rather them not get that close that we have to use that.
Okay, she extends her hand out towards the open area, and like a stub pistol on the ground, like suddenly picks up and magnetite, like flies across magnetically and into her hand.
A Stubbsy, the gun shows up? Man, sweet.
There we go. I have a pistol now.
Okay, that works. Good. I'll have to give you one of mine. Thank you. Let's go.
You don't want to give one of your pistols?
You could have made a Die Hard reference so many times with Ivy this episode, James.
Like what? Like,
ho, 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 I have a Stubbs pistol now. Yeah.
All right. So at the end of sorting that out, Adrian and Pierre and Henriette are all together now, and you're making your way towards the engineering to sort out the Gellerfield.
To get the Gellerfield back on, and then
Okay.
yeah, then after that we'll see if we can get some servitors online to do some fighting back.
Okay, where are Nero and Dawn heading towards now? Now with their half dozen people and a whole bunch of explosives.
No. We're leaving the half dozen people behind in the armory to attract more people there and also complete the deception that Nero is still there.
Okay, and so you're trying to stealth.
Listen, guys, how many times do you get to pull this plan off, right? In tabletop roleplay, how often do I get to play a game but also pull off the deception, all right? Give me... I feel like I'm not asking for much. I'm trying to play like a pseudo Inquisition agent, and everybody shows up and it's like, "Yep, I'm an Inquisitor. Look at my hat. It's got a giant fucking Inquisition symbol on it." And Nero is trying to be like, "Can we just keep it on the down low for like 10 seconds, guys? Can we actually inquisit for once?"
You're asking a real lot about for Inquisitor. The only one that's been secretive, I think, so far has been Pendergast. That's been it.
Yeah. Well, Inessa Pendergast ain't no fool. I've been trying to help you hook up with that, get a baby going, but you know what? That's a totally different conversation.
Also, none of us have stealth skills.
I have concealment and shadowing. I actually have some modicum of stealth skills, and I want to remind you, I did say we should order stealth suits at one point, but everybody shot me down. So look,
here's the thing.
We don't need to hide 50 people. It's 3 people, and all they have to do is go, "Hey, Nero's over here, guys." We don't give a shit about Lieutenant Avanzo. I don't even remember his name. Just let that guy die. Who cares?
So are you heading towards the Sensorium now?
How can we get as far as the command deck?
Yeah, so you can get to the base of the command spire.
Okay. What is the kind of opposition we would face there? Like, when we get there,
now.
Like,
you can go there and find out.
No. What I mean is we've been there before, right? When I get there, am I going to need a lightsaber to get through 2 blast doors? Or am I going to be walking like down a kilometer of locked doors, murder robots, and automated turrets? Like,
So the spire extends up above and beyond the main part of the thing. So it's more about getting into like the elevator and up the elevator.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, normally you're not talking about everything on this station has like void-proof bulkheads that can seal in the case of a decompression incident, for example. But normally it's just a couple of guys, a couple of armsmen with rifles guarding the elevator, and that takes you up to the command spire itself.
All right, but there's not going to be like, I need to blow a hole through everything along the way.
No, I mean,
but probably there's going to be more than 5 guys with rifles there right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. Dave, I think we should go to the Sensorium first and cause a little chaos of our own. But if you want, we could also go directly to the command deck and try to, rush the mission. Don't do all the side quests first. Try to get the secret ending.
I would like to do what we've been ordered to do, Nero, which is go to the command deck.
Okay, then that's where we go.
Okay.
By the way, who's Dave?
I'm talking directly to you as a player.
Controversial.
Controversial?
All right, so because you guys are moving between locations, I need either a command, drive ground, or navigate surface roll from one of you two.
Oh shit, I might actually be good at this.
Command, drive ground, or what was the last one? Navigate surface?
Surface, yep.
Well, I have none of those.
I have drive. I just don't... I've never put it on my sheet because I don't know what base it's attached to.
Agility, base of agility.
Oh, I'm actually good at
That's what all piloting is. Pilot.
Yeah, I'm actually better at that than I am at command, so I'll do that next time.
Drive, ground,
you have drive?
Plus 10.
No, but I have hotshot pilot, which makes it a basic skill for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that works out regardless.
Drive, ground, agility, plus 10.
Oh, so it's a basis so you can actually still do it. It would just be half. Okay.
Yep.
I will reroll that. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
You can't say I didn't try.
Okay. So you will still reach it, but whatever you achieve there won't take effect until the following strategic turn, because it happens right at the end of the next strategic turn, basically.
Okay.
You guys move to the sensorium. Okay, so is the orders?
No, we're going directly to the command deck.
Oh, directly to the command deck. Okay,
Dom wanted to go there.
Cool, nice. Okay, so and then is the orders for the ships in space still the same?
I mean, you're committed now,
I don't
buddy.
know if the Gilded Throne needs to test its luck again. Cause what does 40-10 and then just a D10 that goes through the armor?
Yeah, that's right.
Test your might.
But it only has 3. Oh no, it has a 50% chance to do it, doesn't it? I think I actually switch out the Gilded Throne maybe for the Eternal Praetorian to attack the barge.
Yep.
Maybe. Any thoughts? Anybody else?
I think that you should commit everything to the fleet.
I agree. I think so. I think the Gilded Throne is the only thing that can really do any serious amount of damage to the barge with the torpedoes. But I would much rather have a 60% chance of not having our fleet destroyed than a 40% chance.
Yep,
that's fair. Okay, so yeah, the Gilded Throne did its damage it needed to do. We can pull it back.
Yeah, we've landed one torpedo barrage. That's pretty fucking good.
Okay, so in the first strategic turn, one of the Sword class frigates that was an escort with the Swift Judgment is destroyed. An unnamed ship is destroyed by Port Wander's guns mainly. The Chaos Fleet isn't able to inflict their damage.
Okay.
All right, that's a good chance for a break.
I don't know that we're winning, Dave.
What do you mean? We're having these great conversations.
Yeah, you guys have been standing in an arms locker arguing for the past half an hour.
Look, man, he really wanted to stick those grenades on himself. Like,
I will say one last thing before we go to the break, is that on your data pad that you've got from Ivy, Pierre, it comes up like a cross goes through Nero's face. Somebody is like communicated through that we've killed Nero. Nero bullet.
Excellent. So good.
I think Pierre's like looking at this like, that can't be right.
How did this happen?
Dawn's alive. He couldn't die when Dawn's next to him. Like, that makes no sense.
Look, I appreciate that my deception got to work for 30 minutes. I really appreciate that. I posted on Discord the reference for Sky Captain Bosch. It's really fucking stupid. So of course it's from Final Fantasy. Anyway, we'll be back in 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around or don't.